Okay. Did they either one of them have a temper?
Oh, no.
No?
They were very placid.
Okay, who do you take after?
My mother? I don't know.
Okay, I'm just giving you a hard time. And who do you think you look like of the two of them?
My mother, I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. And did either one of them have a good sense of humor?
Oh, yes.
Both of them?
Yes.
All righty. Was there ever any like broken bones in your family when
no.
you guys were young? Or... No? Not like us? Visiting the emergency room once a year or anything like that? Okay. What do you think was the greatest tragedy your parents ever suffered in their lives?
Oh, Sarah, Vera dying.
Vera dying. And she was 5 years old?
5.
Oh.
She died of pneumonia.
Pneumonia. That would have been very hard. Losing a child would be...
That's a year before they discovered the antibiotics.
Okay. And then you came along a year later. All righty. And your mother died in 1983?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what year did your father die?
I can't remember.
Was it like 1966 or 1967?
Before that.
Before that? Because I remember seeing a picture of your father holding Sean when he was like a year old.
Right.
And Sean was born in 1965. So I figured sometime after 1965, 1966, 67, and he died of emphysema.
Yes. And he never smoked in his life.
Okay. And where are they buried? In London?
In Kensal Green.
In Kensal Green.
I know. I'd love to go and visit there.
In Kensal Rise Cemetery is how I written
Kensal Green Cemetery.
Kensal Green. Okay. Yeah, I'll wait to go back there sometime. I remember Nana's has a beautiful angel on it. White
and
marble.
That's where Vera is buried, and Vincent's at home on the dresser.
That's right.
They told me you should have buried him. He's told me recently. I didn't know I had to buy a plot and bury him.
Well, you can do it any time.
It's expensive to buy a plot, Sarah.
I know, but if you need to bury him, you need to bury him. So the Catholic Church says you can't just go sprinkle at their favorite place?
No way.
Even if it's hallowed ground?
No.
No sprinkling? Okay. I told Steve, sprinkle me on the compost pile. I'll be put to good use.
What?
We'll go in the garden. Yeah. Now, education-wise, both of your parents, you think, finished
to age 10.
Okay.
Mummy finished high school, but they were terrible in those days. You just read till you were 14.
They were like a one-room schoolhouse?
Yes.
Okay.
And one teacher. And she was always pregnant.
Oh, dear. Did she have the baby with her?
Yes,
nursing it in the room?
Yes.
Oh, my. Yeah, I have written down here that both parents left school at age 12 to work on the farm. Their farms were about 10 miles apart. They worked cattle, raised chickens and ducks, and milked cows. Does that sound right?
Mm.
Okay. Okay. And then, so once you went to elementary school of some sort before the war began.
I went to the convent.
The convent.
Up the hill.
Up the hill. What was the name of the convent?
Sion Convent. S-I-O-N.
Okay. And that's where Patrick went also?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm assuming by the time the war started, Mary was old enough that she was out going to college or getting a job, or?
She was going to college, I think.
Yeah. Okay. And then you went off to boarding school. Any memories of boarding school?
It was very strict.
Very strict. How many children were at the school?
About 700.
Good lordy, that's a lot of children. And they were all made to go there because of the war?
Yes.
Okay. Did they have lots of convents like this in that area, full of children, or is this just the only one there?
This was the only one around there. And then we sat in church every Sunday with the prisoners of war. They were German prisoners of war. And we looked across the,
really?
the aisle. Yes. We looked across the aisle at them and we'd all wink.
How old were you by this time? When you were
11 or
winking?
12.
11 or 12?
Yes.
You're winking at the German prisoners? Now, what were where were the prisoners kept?
Oh, they were in a camp down the road.
Okay. Did they look like they were well cared for and everything?
I think so.
I guess if they were allowing them to go to church. Huh. And tell me that story about when you got in trouble because you and your friend tiptoed away one night from school. Or was that from school or from Girl Scouts?
No, we were in Girl Scouts.
At school?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we went to this airport.
Air base?
Air base.
Yeah.
No, we didn't at night. No, we didn't do it at night.
You didn't do it at night?
No.
You did it in the middle of the day?
Yes.
Like on a weekend or something like that? And did you go across the bog or what did you do?
No, we just went a long way away.
You walked?
Yes.
Of course.
We walked.
And you knew there was an air base nearby?
Yes.
And you just walked over there
Yes.
and went to the front gate
Yes.
and said, "Can I come in?"
Yes.
And they let you in.
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then we sat down with all the men.
And doing what? Stop dancing.
And they gave us food.
Uh-huh.
Hey, baby.
What? What did he
So
say?
they gave you food and drink.
Yes.
And then did they call your teachers?
Yes. To tell them we were, and we were thrown out of the Girl Guides.
Sound like you wanted to be thrown out.
How old were you then? You must have been like 13.
13.
And how long were you in the Girl Guides?
Oh, 2 or 3 years. I loved it.
You did? Did you do a lot of camping or what did you do with
Yes.
Girl Guides?
Yes.
Just camping?
Just not enough men.
That's terrible. Okay, so eventually the war is over, and they bring you back from school.
We stayed there.
You just stayed there
Yes.
till when?
Until the war was over.
Okay, but when the war was over, you were how old? It was 19. So I was 45. So you would have been 29, 39. Yeah, you would have been like 16.
No, I stayed there.
You just went ahead and stayed at the convent?
Yes, because it was a lovely area.
Okay, so you stayed there and graduated from there. Finished
Right.
school.
Yes.
Okay. And you came back home to London?
Yes.
And then what did you do?
I got a job
Okay. Doing?
in medical research.
Oh. Did you know that you wanted to do medicine at that time, or had you?
No.
No. What kind of medical research did you do?
I worked in a lab
Okay.
for Dr. Popjack.
Dr.
He
Popjack.
was wonderful.
Okay. And you were what, 18 at that time?
Yes.
And then what next happened? How long did you work there?
About a year or 2.
Okay.
And then I think I got into med school then.
Did you,
Dermot helped me.
over in Ireland?
Yes.
You decided to go to Ireland then. So you
Yes.
left London and went to Ireland
Hmm.
to start school. And what school did you go to?
Irish University.
The Irish University in
Yes.
Dublin. And was that like a basic, the beginning of college, or was that just
Yes.
immediately med school?
No. Immediately college.
Okay. And how many years did you do at the Irish college?
3.
Right.
3.
And did you live there or live with Mary or?
No, I lived with Mary and went in every day.
Okay.
So I owe a lot to her.
How old were you when Mary got married? How old were you? Is that what I said?
Don't remember.
You were in her wedding, or did you go to her wedding?
Oh yes, of course. I was in her wedding.
You were in her wedding. Were you out of the convent by that time?
Can't remember, Sarah.
That's okay.
I was at Monica's wedding too.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen the Monica's picture. So both of your sisters were married.
In Brompton Oratory, in the wonderful oratory.
Okay. That's there in London.
Yes,
Okay. I think I've been there. Maybe
it's in
not.
Knightsbridge.
Yeah, okay. And then, so you lived with Mary for 3 years, Mary and Dermot. Had Paul come along then? Yet? When you were in college?
He was born while I was there.
Okay. Did she have him in the hospital or at home?
She had him in the hospital.
Okay. All Alrighty.